It's because of my music. I want to be known and hopefully respected because of that. Bruno Mars is a highly successful singer and songwriter who has gained widespread acclaim and adoration from fans around the world. The combination of his exceptional talent, charisma, songwriting prowess, and ability to craft music with wide-ranging appeal has made him one of the most beloved artists of the 21st century. But just as his career seemed to be on a relentless upward trajectory, Bruno's sudden disappearance came as a surprise to many, leading to endless speculation.
Yo, where did he go?
Regarding his sudden decision to exit the music scene. After years out of the limelight, Bruno Mars has finally come out to confirm the rumors. Watch this video to uncover the truth. Before we get into details, we need to look at Bruno Mars's life journey and circumstances surrounding his unexpected departure from the scene. Early life. Peter Gene Hernandez, famously known as Bruno Mars, was born on October 8, 1985, in Honolulu, Hawaii. He grew up.
Yeah, he born in October too, but I don't think he's a Scorpio like me.
In the lively Waikiki neighborhood, the son of Peter Hernandez, a Puerto Rican with Jewish heritage from Brooklyn, and Bernadette San Pedro Bayot, who emigrated from the Philippines and had Filipino and Spanish ancestry. His parents met while performing, his mother a hula dancer, and his father a percussionist. At just 2 years old, he earned the nickname Bruno from his father, who saw a resemblance to professional wrestler Bruno Sammartino. Mars, one of 6 children, was raised in a music.
Wow, he was named after a wrestler. I did not know that.
Household that introduced him to a wide range of music genres. His early influences were rooted in rock and roll, later expanding into reggae, hip-hop, and R&B. With a mother who sang and danced, and a father who passionately performed Little Richard's music, young Mars found himself deeply inspired. His eclectic musical upbringing laid the foundation for his future style of music. Bruno Mars's musical journey began at a remarkably young age, heavily influenced by his family. His uncle, an Elvis Presley impersonator, encouraged the 3-year-old Mars to perform songs.
Dang, Elvis Presley too. Wasn't he broke most of his life? I'm just saying.
By Presley and Michael Jackson. By the age of 4, Mars was performing 5 days a week with his family's band, the Love Notes, and quickly gained recognition in Hawaii for his Elvis impersonation. A memorable moment came when, at 5 years old, he pissed on himself during a performance of Can't Help Falling in Love. It made his parents question their...
Hasn't every 5-year-old peed himself before? Why would that change anything?
Decision to bring him along, but Mars remained unwavered. In 1990, Mars was featured as Little Elvis in the Hawaiian tabloid Midweek, and even performed during the halftime show at the Aloha Bowl. 2 years later, he made a cameo appearance in the film Honeymoon in Vegas, and was interviewed by Pauly Shore on MTV. At just 6 years old, he also appeared on the Arsenio Hall show. Throughout grade school, Mars performed 2 shows a night with his family, covering the likes of Frankie Lyman and Little Anthony. As a child, he played an array of instruments including a small drum set, guitar, piano, and percussion. At 12 years old, Bruno Mars faced a life-altering challenge when his parents divorced, ending their family band, the Love Notes. His father's businesses crumbled, and with no steady income, Mars, his father, and brother found themselves without a home. They moved to the slums of Hawaii, often living in the back of a car, on rooftops, or in an abandoned bird zoo called Paradise Park, where his father once worked. This tumultuous period marked a tough chapter in Mars's childhood. Despite these hardships, Mars continued to persevere. He transferred schools, and, though initially bullied, he eventually became well-liked. The time he spent impersonating Elvis Presley during his younger years left a lasting impression on his musical development and stage presence. As Mars matured, he discovered new musical heroes, including rock legend Jimi Hendrix, whose guitar skills deeply inspired him to learn the instrument himself. Mars often reflected on how growing up in Hawaii and being surrounded by a musical family shaped his identity. He would frequently talk about
Get ready with me, Sleep Edition. I used to struggle with CPAP, but now with Inspire, my nights look...
Love the hip-hop in that. It's not like it's crazy as the album. I want to put this album together with real artists.
performing with his father's band during his youth, and how music was a constant presence in his household. Those experiences, from a young age, helped mold him into the performer and musician he later became, grounding him in a deep love for music and live performances. During his time at President Theodore Roosevelt High School in Honolulu, Mars sang in a group called the Schoolboys. They performed several shows, including opening for his father's new band, where they covered songs by the Isley Brothers and the Temptations. While still in high school, Mars gained recognition in the Hawaiian entertainment scene, securing gigs such as opening for a major magic show and impersonating Michael Jackson in a celebrity impersonators show, earning $75 per performance. Mars's sister, who lived in Los Angeles, played his demo for Mike Lynn, the head of A&R at Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment record label. Lynn was impressed and invited Mars to Los Angeles. In 2003, shortly after graduating high school at 17, Mars made the move to pursue his music career. Upon arriving, he settled on Mansfield Avenue and was taken aback by the poverty and squalor of the neighborhood. He adopted his stage name, drawing from the childhood nickname his father had given him, Bruno, and adding Mars, because he felt he lacked pizzazz. He also noted that many girls would tell him he was out of this world, leading to the idea that he was from...
Oh, yeah, I'm from Mars. I get it. I'm from Mars. Bruno Mars.
Mars. This name change also served a strategic purpose in avoiding stereotypes. The music industry had initially tried to box him in as a Latin artist, even encouraging him to sing in Spanish, something Mars wanted to avoid. 2004 to 2010. Production work. Shortly after moving to Los Angeles, Bruno Mars signed a record deal with Motown Records in 2004, but the contract didn't lead to any significant breakthroughs. Attempts to connect with will.i.am's management also proved unproductive. Despite these setbacks, Mars' experience with Motown turned out to be valuable for his career. It was there that he met American songwriter and producer Philip Lawrence. However, less than a year after signing, Motown dropped Mars. Rather than return home, he stayed in Los Angeles and, in 2005, secured a music publishing deal with producers Steve Lindsay and Cameron Strang at Westside Independent. Under Lindsay's mentorship, Mars, along with fellow songwriters Brody Brown and Jeff Basker, whom Mars had met through Mike Lynn, learned the intricacies of writing successful pop music. Lindsay taught them the art of crafting hits, emphasizing that talent and musical ability alone weren't enough. Understanding what made a song a hit required a separate skill set. Lindsay admitted to holding Mars back for 5 years, as they studied a wide range of hit songs to perfect their songwriting. Basker and Brown later confirmed that this period was key in their development. During this time, Mars performed cover songs with a band called Sex Panther, which included Basker and Mars's brother, Eric Hernandez, who would later become the drummer for the Hooligans. When Philip Lawrence was first encouraged to meet Bruno Mars, he hesitated due to not even having enough money for bus fare. Keith Harris, drummer for the Black Eyed
Geez, he didn't even have bus fare. I know what that feels like.
Peas, offered to cover his travel costs, telling him, "Whatever it costs you to get out here, I'll reimburse you." Lawrence jokingly asked for just $5 for the bus. Despite the rough start, the two began working together, writing songs for Mars, though they faced multiple rejections from record labels. In 2006, Lawrence introduced Mars to Aaron Bayshuk, who would become his future A&R manager at Atlantic Records. After hearing Mars play a few songs on his guitar, Bayshuk immediately wanted to sign him. But it took nearly 3 years for Atlantic Records to make the move, as they felt Mars still needed time to develop as an artist. By 2008, Mars
3 years? That's a long time to wait.
and Lawrence were on the brink of giving up, but a call from Brandon Creed changed their course. Creed, who was searching for songs for a reunited Menudo, liked their track Lost, a song originally written for Mars. Reluctant to sell it, they agreed when offered.
Did you know that you can get your prep for free? Absolutely. With Mr.
$20,000. This sale gave them the financial boost they needed to continue their work, leading Mars and Lawrence to focus on writing and producing for other artists. Eventually, Creed became Mars's manager for 9 years. Before achieving solo stardom, Bruno Mars made a name for himself as a talented music producer, working with artists like Alexandra Burke, Adam Levine, Brandy, and Sean Kingston. Mars has often pointed to Flo Rida's 2009 hit, Right Round, as his first major success.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought his first song was with B.O.B.
which he co-wrote with Philip Lawrence. This moment marked a turning point in his career, showing what could be accomplished with a true hit. He continued to make strides by co-writing the Sugar Babes' track Get Sexy, and even providing backing vocals on their album Sweet 7 in 2010. Mars was also featured as a singer on Far East Movement's 3D from their Animal album, and contributed to Jason Ma's debut single Love, and Travie McCoy's charity track One at a Time for MTV's Staying Alive Foundation, both in 2009. His rise as a solo artist came quickly after collaborating on hits like B.O.B.'s Nothing on You and McCoy's Billionaire, both of which were co-written by Mars as part of his production group, the Smeezingtons. These tracks gained massive popularity, with Nothing on You topping the Billboard Hot 100 and the UK singles chart, cementing his place in the spotlight. Bruno Mars reflected on the success of his early singles, suggesting they were never meant to be fully sung tracks. He believed that if he had sung all of Nothing on You, it might have come across as reminiscent of 90s R&B. On May 11, 2010, he took a significant step in his career by releasing his debut extended play, EP, It's Better If You Don't Understand, which reached number 99 on the US Billboard 200.
Yeah, it's better. Don't understand. That's a good album.
The EP featured a music video for the song The Other Side, featuring CeeLo Green and B.O.B. As Mars began to rise in prominence during these breakthrough years, it became evident that his newfound fame brought its own set of challenges, testing his ability to navigate the music industry's demands and the pressures of celebrity life. Arrested for drug possession. On September 19, 2010, Bruno Mars found himself at the center of controversy when he was arrested at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas for possession of cocaine. The incident unfolded after a performance when hotel security grew suspicious of Mars, spending an unusually long time in a bathroom stall. Upon investigation, security
Well, he can't just be using the bathroom.
confronted him as he exited, leading to the discovery of 2.6 grams of cocaine, which he retrieved from his jeans pocket when authorities asked. Later, Mars was booked into county jail on suspicion of possession of a controlled substance. During the arrest, he asked the officer if he could speak honestly, and admitted to making a foolish mistake, insisting it was his first experience with drugs. However, in a subsequent interview, he revealed that this claim was false, attributing it to his intoxication at the time. Reflecting on the incident, Mars expressed regret, noting his surprise at his own behavior and the circumstances of his arrest, including the cheerful expression captured in his mugshot. After his arrest, Bruno Mars was confronted with the possibility of felony charges. However, he managed to secure a plea deal that allowed him to avoid jail time. As part of this agreement, he completed community service and attended drug education classes. By 2012, the charges against him were dismissed, and a judge officially cleared him of the cocaine possession charges after verifying that he had fulfilled the terms of his plea deal. Copyright allegations involving the Billionaire hit song. On January 28, 2014,
She copied some of his songs from older songs.
Demetrius Orlandus Proctor took legal action against Bruno Mars and rapper Travis McCoy, claiming copyright infringement related to their popular song, Millionaire. Proctor asserted that he held the copyright for the music and lyrics of the track since March 31st, 2011, despite the song being released a year earlier in 2010. To support his claim, he provided a United States copyright.
It's good to get some fresh air.
Fresh air?
Hi, guys.
Joe, you look great.
Now that I have Inspire, I'm free from struggle.
Office registration certificate for a collection titled Frisky Volume 1 to 30 tapes. Proctor accused both McCoy and Mars of willful and intentional copyright infringement, demanding the destruction of all copies of the recording. His lawsuit sought to eliminate any unauthorized downloads of the song from computers or servers, as well as any physical copies still in circulation. He claimed exclusive rights to reproduce and distribute the song, insisting that the defendants had unlawfully utilized his work without permission. The court later granted a motion to dismiss filed by Travis McCoy, concluding that Proctor had not properly served McCoy and lacked personal jurisdiction over him. Additionally, the court highlighted that Proctor failed to specify the copyrighted material he claimed had been copied, which was considered prejudicial to the defendants. After a short period of silence, Bruno Mars released his second studio album, Unorthodox Jukebox, on December 7th, 2012.
That's probably know what a jukebox is. That's older than me. And Bruno is younger than me, I think.
Through Atlantic Records. In a bold move, he offered fans a chance to listen to the album in its entirety for a week before its official release. Unorthodox Jukebox debuted at number 2 on the US Billboard 200 chart, selling an impressive 192,000 copies in its first week. It soon climbed to the top spot, reaching number 1 in several countries, including Australia, Canada, Switzerland, and the UK. With over 6 million copies sold worldwide, the album solidified Mars's status as one of the biggest pop stars of the 2010s. While it received some minor criticism, it navigated the music landscape without facing any significant controversies, proving to be a major commercial triumph. Another copyright infringement suit, involving Uptown Funk, hit. Just as everything seemed to be going perfectly for the pop icon, Bruno Mars's album 24K Magic, released on November 18, 2016, found itself under scrutiny due to its connection to the hit song Uptown Funk, which had made waves 2 years earlier.
Okay, that was a song that I always knew was copyrighted. Uptown Funk. I don't know how it goes, but it always sounded like an old school song I heard.
Produced by Mark Ronson and featuring Mars, Uptown Funk achieved massive success, but was also mired in multiple copyright infringement allegations. The most significant controversy stemmed from claims that the song bore striking similarities to Oops Upside Your Head by the Gap Band. As a result, the members of the Gap Band, along with their producer, were credited as co-writers of Uptown Funk, receiving 17% of the publishing royalties. In addition to the Gap Band's claims, several other artists alleged that Uptown Funk infringed upon their works. Serbian artist Victoria accused the song of copying her track, although she ultimately chose not to pursue legal action. Furthermore, the electro-funk band Collage filed a lawsuit in 2016, asserting that Uptown Funk resembled their song Young Girls, while the sequence claimed it infringed on their track Funk You Up. In 2017, La Strada Entertainment joined the fray, citing similarities between Bruno Mars's Uptown Funk and Zapp's classic More Bounce to the Ounce.
Just got an NFL offer.
Don't play with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
NFL. Aren't you a little too old to be playing football?
While some lawsuits were eventually dropped, the controversy underscored the ongoing tensions in the music industry regarding copyright and originality. The fallout from these allegations extended far beyond legal battles. They sparked discussions about the nature of musical inspiration and the delicate line between homage and infringement. Critics noted that while both Uptown Funk and 24K Magic drew heavily from the funk genre, they also ignited debates about the ownership of musical styles and the influence of past artists on contemporary music. Moreover, accusations of cultural appropriation against Mars fueled a heated debate about his originality and the perception of his work. Some argued that he was unfairly criticized for drawing inspiration from black artists, while others maintained that his approach highlighted the complexities of cultural appropriation.
Copying, like, everybody copied the first person who did it, not the first rapper, not the first singer. So I don't get what they're saying. This color don't matter. I don't get it. So always copying. Everybody's copying.
In the music industry. One of the main criticisms directed at Mars was that he was not an original artist, but rather relied on recreating the work of black musicians. Sensei Ashitemasu, who led a discussion on the grapevine, contended that Mars takes pre-existing work and completely, word for word, recreates it, extrapolates it, without offering any substantial improvements. She argued that Mars's success stemmed from white audiences gravitating toward black culture from a non-black face. Gap Band heirs accused BMG of withholding Uptown Funk royalties. In January 2021, the hit song Uptown Funk made headlines again, this time involving BMG rights management. The heirs of the Gap Band members Robert and Ronnie Wilson filed a lawsuit against the company, accusing it of failing to pay them royalties for their contributions to the chart-topping track by Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars. The lawsuit alleged that a 2015 agreement assigned 3.4% of the copyright in Uptown Funk to both Ronnie and Robert Wilson as compensation for incorporating elements from the Gap Band's 1979 song, Oops Upside Your Head. However, the heirs claimed that BMG had failed to pay plaintiffs or account to them for royalties they are obligated to pay pursuant to a written contract as co-writers of Uptown Funk. Seeking over $75,000 in damages for breach of contract, along with 9% interest per year dating back to 2015, the lawsuit emphasized that BMG became legally bound to account for and pay the Wilsons all income derived from the Uptown Funk composition after acquiring the Gap Band's publisher, Minder Music, in 2015. However, in April 2021, the lawsuit was dropped by the Wilson heirs without prejudice. BMG asserted that the allegations were without merit and clarified that no settlement or money was exchanged to dismiss the lawsuit. The company reiterated its commitment to treating artists fairly and transparently, defending its reputation for doing so amidst the ongoing scrutiny surrounding the case. Mars is in $50 million of gambling debt. In early 2021, Bruno Mars found himself at the center of allegations involving substantial gambling debt, with reports claiming he owed MGM
This is what they want you to do. They want you to be addicted to things and keep you broke forever.
Resorts International approximately $50 million due to extensive losses. Speculation suggested that a significant portion of his earnings from his Las Vegas residency was being used to repay this alleged debt. These claims were reportedly fueled by an unnamed source who asserted that Mars was basically owned by MGM because of his gambling habits. In response, MGM Resorts swiftly issued a statement categorically refuting the allegations as completely false. The company emphasized its long-standing, mutually respectful relationship with Mars, celebrating his contributions as a performer at their venues, including the park MGM. MGM firmly asserted that there was no truth to the rumors, expressing pride in their partnership with the artist.
They know that's a lie. They own him unless he decides to quit gambling.
The timing of the gambling debt allegations was particularly striking, given Mars's successful career and high earnings, reportedly around $90 million a year from his Las Vegas residencies. The contrast between his financial success and the claims of crippling debt added a layer of intrigue to the unfolding narrative, but MGM's emphatic denial aimed to quash any speculation surrounding the singer's financial status. Bruno Mars finally confirms the rumors. In a 2016 carpool karaoke session with James Corden, Bruno Mars admitted that he once paid his bills as a professional gambler. Given the addiction often linked to gambling and the substantial income he earned from his Las Vegas residencies, many have speculated that there might be a hidden truth about his gambling problem that both Mars and MGM are trying to sweep under the rug to protect their corporate image. In 2023, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak chose not to submit their album An Evening with Silk Sonic for consideration at the Grammy Awards. Mars explained that both artists felt they had already won with the overwhelmingly positive reception of their hit single, Leave the Door Open, which had received significant acclaim and multiple awards at the previous year's ceremony. He stated, "Everything else was just icing on the cake," suggesting that the recognition they received was already deeply satisfying. Mars elaborated that the duo wanted to bow out of the submission process gracefully and humbly that year. He expressed gratitude for the opportunities they had at the Grammys, including performances and awards, and shared a desire to celebrate the music of others instead. The Recording Academy acknowledged their decision, appreciating Silk Sonic's contributions and performances at past Grammy events. This decision followed Silk Sonic's successful run at the 2022 Grammy Awards, where they won 4 awards, including Record of the Year and Song of the Year for Leave the Door Open. Their choice not
Wait, that was an original song. Good song to me.
to submit for the 2023 Grammys has been met with skepticism, as some believe that Mars preferred to avoid too much spotlight on his music. Winning numerous awards could potentially reignite past allegations regarding the originality of his music, which have overshadowed his previous albums. In August 2024, Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga released a surprise collaboration titled Die With a Smile. This single marked the first new music from both artists
I heard that one.
after a long absence from the limelight and was well received by fans. The release was teased through cryptic social media posts, with both artists sharing images of themselves wearing each other's merchandise, creating excitement among their followers. The song features a heartfelt theme, exploring love and connection in the face of uncertainty, leaving many to wonder if it served as a coded message to critics. Amidst the storm of arrests, copyright disputes, and gambling allegations, Bruno Mars has emerged as a savvy artist who has mastered the art of managing his public image. While many artists often rush to defend themselves publicly during controversies, sometimes complicating their situations, Mars chose a different approach. During his moments of turmoil, he took a break from the limelight, maintained his silence, and re-emerged with hit songs, demonstrating a strategic understanding of his brand and
So what do you guys think? OMGM for life? He's gonna come back and make a different career?
For a little while.
If you're looking to get a credit card that helps you earn points to travel this summer, I would think about two things.